Hello, my friends. For today's reading, we have the crocodile. So I should say my crocodile friends, right? Okay, so let's get into it. This, of course, is the water element, and the crocodile is resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, actions, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing, and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. When in balance, wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. When out of balance, feels stuck, lashes out. To bring into balance, rest. Makarasana pose. I wonder if that's the corpse pose. I can't remember the name. Okay. Now then. Moving on to the tea leaves. We have tree. So this is dealing with your family affairs. Dog barking, advice from a friend, perhaps regarding your family. And then there's a relationship, dealings or a relationship with a woman. And firecracker, excitement. Well, that contrasts quite a bit with the crocodile approach to things. And we don't really have an indication of who this woman might be, what the relationship might be. A family member, someone who just really irritates you. I don't know. Diamond, you will be receiving or giving a precious gift and getting together with friends. Don't usually have two friends cards in the tea leaves, so friends seem to be pretty important to you. As well as family, of course. All right, next. Let's see, why are you here? What is on your mind? Ooh. Going with the Intuit Tarot, which I don't usually use. The cards are really tiny. They also have words on them, which I don't always agree with. So it's their own interpretations of the cards. I don't disagree with them necessarily, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings about cards with the meanings on them. I can't believe you got 5 of Cups. That seems to keep coming up for me in the past week or so. Well, not for me, for you guys. Ooh, oh wow, that's way too many. Oh, jeez. Well, okay. We have the Fool. We have the 10 of Cups. And 3 of Cups. And Hanged Man. Resisting surrender underneath the Fool. Interesting. The Fool is about taking the leap of faith. And there's definitely an element of surrender to that, because on the other side, you don't know what's on the other side of the Fool's leap. But perhaps that's how you're overcoming this 5 of Cups, this feeling of despair. You want your storybook ending. You want your happily ever after. And you've realized, perhaps that's the issue here, you've realized, but you haven't done anything about it. Perhaps that's what this Hanged Man in reverse is about. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse next to the Hanged Man. It looks like you are using various substances to help you resist doing what you know you need to do, to resist the influence of So Nine of Cups in reverse is very much a card of being, of overindulging for me. So we have two cards here indicating way too much overindulgence. And a refusal to listen to your inner guidance, your High Priestess, your psychic abilities, your connection to the divine. Well, of course, if you're going to listen to the divine, there has to be an element of surrender, which you are very much opposed to. So this says lack of perspective for Temperance in reverse. I would say lack of balance. I would say lack of perspective for Hangman in reverse. But it's still consistent. Lots and lots of resistance. Maybe you are a crocodile in reverse. Or, what did they call it? Went out of balance? I think that's the term. Crocodile went out of balance. I put the book away, so now I have to dig it out. Feels stuck, lashes out. Well, if you're feeling stuck, it's because you want to be. No offense, but it looks like you are fighting this. This is what you know you need to do. And you are fighting it. You don't want to do it. The friends issue may be the big problem here. Three of Cups, you see that is a card of friendship, socializing. Oh yeah, of course it's in the upright. You have the Eight of Swords in the upright, which you absolutely do not want. The Eight of Swords in the upright means that you are refusing to empower yourself, refusing to acknowledge the ways that you have allowed yourself to be imprisoned. It's a false imprisonment, but it's a false mental imprisonment. There's nothing real about it. It only exists in your mind, in your head. It may be reinforced by your peer group, but you know, on some level, you know it's completely fake. Things don't have to be this way. You are allowing them to be this way, even supporting things being this way, fighting to keep things this way. And what is it getting you? So what is your Eight of Swords approach getting you? The Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's just so on the nose, honestly. There it is. This is what is your refusal to change, your choice to I guess desensitize, to be oblivious, to overindulge so that you don't have to deal with what you know you need to do to get what you want. Has ended something. Perhaps, probably this. Your happily ever after is dead because you've decided to kill it. You've decided you would rather overindulge with your friends and live in your mental prison that is completely fake, and you know it's fake. And as long as you continue to live in that mental prison, you're not getting this. And you know it. So, I really don't know why you're here. You already know all this stuff. I'm not telling you anything new at all. But we'll see what the universe's perspective on this is. Well, this is odd. So we have Lion, bold, brave, devoted, heart-centered, proud, courageous, leadership, high self-esteem, inner strength, confidence. Ladybug, a vibrant, abundant life, happy, comfort. Well, you know, we already had that with the 10 of Cups that you threw away. And then the Wolverine. Is this why you threw it away? Pride? The Wolverine, fierce, unpredictable, wild, power struggles, assertive, possessive, inner demons, elusive, determined, fearless. Well, you certainly have the inner demons. White Wolf. Once again, confidence. Interesting. That is interesting. Perhaps you are someone who's very good at appearing to be confident. But the White Wolf trusts their inner knowing. They are, it says instinctive, but I always think of it as intuitive. Animals are instinctive. Humans are intuitive. Not that we don't have instincts. We just don't have as much guidance from them. So the material world is very important to you, so you are definitely coming across as the material partner in a divine pairing or a soul pairing, soul connection. I'm undecided as to what terminology I should be using these days. Doesn't change anything, it's just a label. But you will undoubtedly have your own preference. Go ahead and use that. So, the universe is saying embrace change. Trust your inner guidance. Perhaps take control of your life. Although, if you're going through a metamorphosis, I wouldn't worry about it too much because you're going to be completely out of control for a while. Evolution of the soul. Rising up. Reinventing yourself. Higher self. Yeah. Beginnings, innocence. Yeah. You are definitely having to start all over again. Maybe that's what you're upset about. Maybe that's what the basis of your resistance. The reason why you threw it all away. Because you didn't want to start all over again. But the transition is happening because if you want to grow, become more than you currently are, then you have to start over. So we have small beginnings, big results. Maybe you don't want to go back to small beginnings wherever you are in life. You may think it's too late, or I've known people who in their early 30s, who thought it was too late. It's definitely not too late in your early 30s. That's just an excuse. lot of dogma here. Either you're a very conservative person or you're just very attached to your values. The ball and chain is showing itself. To your family values, your social structure, your friends, definitely your friends. So, very concerned with what other people think, which is very consistent with the Eight of Swords mentality. Right there, see, still there. But you think of yourself as someone who can get things done. Perhaps focused. Huh. Your inner demons are going to require a metamorphosis. You're going to have to start over from the beginning, from the seed state. You are going to go through trials or sorrows. You already have been, most likely. And you will do this not out of, not because you want to. This won't be voluntary. This will be necessity. I see you being backed into a corner. Or maybe it's already happened. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe it's already happened. Maybe you've already been sent off in this other direction. Maybe. We have firm foundations. Starting over. This column was about starting over. Metamorphosis, starting over. Here we have blueprints, careful planning, visionary, firm foundations. Why is this here? Why is the backstabbing gossip here? So you or the person on your mind. I suspect it's you, honestly. In recovery. Perhaps that was one of your vices, being a backstabbing gossip. You were certainly very concerned about your friends. Well, what other people think. Well, stable, enduring, solid, restraint, willpower, long-lasting, fortitude. Heart, love, desire, joy, bliss, affection, fulfillment, kindness, forgiveness, romance, contentment, passionate caring. You really want to turn this ship around, don't you? Yep. Alchemy. Transforming, transmuting. Ripening. Age as well. Go public. Be heard. Are you strong enough for that now? Maybe that's why you're in crocodile energy, because it's just not time. Are you really ready to go public with all of the damage that's been done? This wouldn't necessarily be public. It says wider audience, but be heard. Speak up. Who do you want to hear you? Well, the cards keep coming out and turning back over. It's very interesting. Finally. More self-expression. So, walk away. Take steps. Exploration. Pursue your own path. Freedom and independence. Wow. You're breaking free from your groupthink? And then again, self-expression. Be bold, be heard, speak your mind, communicate, negotiate. Rhythm, balance, order. Send a clear message. Okay, this is interesting. This really looks like turning things around. Chasing after something, but also crying, emotional release, letting it go. Fulfillment, release, tears of joy. But you are still doubtful, still hesitating. Indecisive. Misunderstandings. You fearing a reckoning. Well, you will have to perfect timing. So everything says not now. Wait. Perfect timing. It will happen at the right time. So this one says release, this one says release. It also says ripping off the Band-Aid and a reckoning. It could definitely be a shock to the person that you mess things up with if you come back. Maybe you will. So, I hope you really are building your strengths, as the crocodile suggests you should be. Whether or not you're with this other person, that's really not as important as your own growth and development, your own evolution, your healing. That's the most important thing. All right. Okay, you got the gem, 56. You got 44, the box, and 33, the mountain. Interesting. All right, let's start with 33. So the mountain... Oh, that's 20. There we go. The mountain. The ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience. Yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. When light, grounded in the eternal, steadfast, uplifting. When dark, ominous, daunting, isolation, frigid. Research mountains. Find one that strikes you and stare at it for a while. Where is it? The pilgrim may be awakening in you. The summit calls. Contemplate Joseph Campbell's suggestion. You are the central mountain, and the central mountain is everywhere. Interesting. All right, next we have 44. The box. The box, the cage, the rules, the norm. Your little 8 of Swords here. Okay. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. There is a box around you now, made of some type of confining thought. What is it? The box shifts and morphs as we grow. This is part of its multi-layered nature. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Keep going. Break through. An exquisite life requires it. When light, structure, order, coherence, logic. When dark, limitation, rigidity, judgment, fear. Moving outside of the box is exhilarating and expansive, but destabilizing. Others will wonder what you are doing and why. You will too. This is part of the process. Everything within the box is known. Everything outside the box is unknown. That is why it is more comfortable to stay within its walls. Choose freedom. I might make that the name of this one. Choose freedom. All right, next, 44. No, 33. Jeez. Ugh, I'm all confused now, aren't I? I already did these two. 56. I know why I'm confused. Because we were talking about the gem when we were talking about the mountain. The gems are inside the mountain. That's really interesting. Okay, the gem, the diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that it is very much unlike. For example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface where there is no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. When light, unique, shining, generative, irreplaceable. When dark, envy, greed, and grasping. The moments of your life that glimmer are clues to where the gem resides. Don't covet the gem, the sparkling diamond, of another. The gem is like a fingerprint, never to be repeated again. Find yours. In mythology, the diamond is often linked to the daemon, or inner light, that leads us toward our true self, our purpose, our destiny. Well, I honestly think these three cards are really summing you up. You have allowed yourself to be boxed in. You have so many layers built up around you, or you have had. I'm not sure, honestly, where you are in this process. Maybe you have broken through a bunch of layers. Maybe you've found your purpose. Maybe you've gone deep into the mountain. And by that I mean digging in, finding the gem. The mountain can also represent obstacles. So, this has been really interesting and somewhat unexpected. I'm not sure, like I said, I get the sense that you are in a waiting phase. Perhaps you are still working on your gem, finding your gem, breaking through layers. You are clearly on the path. And that's something to be celebrated. Correct way. Given the messages about substance use, I would definitely be careful about how I celebrated myself in your shoes. But it all sounds pretty impressive. You've clearly been doing a lot of work. So do take the time to congratulate yourself, or at least recognize it. But you still have a lot more work ahead of you. I don't think you have your 10 of Cups life yet. And that's going to take a lot of work. I am wishing you all the best.